The Sangre de Cristo Mountains. Mount Blanca, holy to the Native Americans who once lived here. Silent observer to the passage of time, the passage of human history. Anglo pioneers followed the Spaniards into the region in the early to mid-1800s. Their wagons today are artifacts, curiosities. The Army built Fort Garland in the late 1850s to defend this remote area. The fort is long gone, but the town remains. Families have lived and died here since 1852. What was once the entrance to a military outpost is now the entrance to a museum. The old living quarters are now empty, but for exhibits. They barely admit that lives were once lived among them. Lives that have come and gone. Fort Garland was the site of Kit Carson's last command. He died a year after leaving the post. A company of buffalo soldiers served here for 3 years. Their stay was largely uneventful. Apart from Kit Carson and the company of buffalo soldiers, there is little about Fort Garland to interest the casual historian. And yet lives crossed here, came and went. And gradually the frontier pressed further west. The mountains have always channeled the wind across the valley. This valley where Mount Blanca has been a silent observer, and whose shadow lives have come and gone, human history ground down to the daily, the mundane, a mountain considered holy, its peak cold, distant, enduring, and yet no more permanent than the humanity which has lived along its flanks for centuries, and lovely despite its impermanence.